Have you ever heard a sound so unique, so electrifying, that it completely redefines an entire decade of music? Today, we're diving deep into the purple world of a true icon, a musical chameleon who broke every rule and created a universe all his own. We're talking about the one, the only, Prince Rogers Nelson. Born on June 7, 1958, in the vibrant city of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Prince wasn't just a musician. He was a force of nature. From a young age, it was clear he was different. He was a quiet kid, but with a fire inside, a creative energy that was just waiting to explode onto the world stage. And explode it did. He taught himself to play the piano at 7, the guitar at 13, and the drums at 14. This wasn't just a hobby, it was his calling, his language. By the time he was a teenager, he was already a virtuoso, a multi-instrumentalist who could seemingly master any sound he touched. This incredible talent led him to sign a groundbreaking deal with Warner Brothers Records when he was just 19. The deal was unheard of at the time. He was given complete creative control and would produce, arrange, compose, and play all the instruments on his debut album, For You. Can you imagine that? A teenager telling a major record label, "I'll do it all myself." And he did. That album was our first glimpse into the mind of a genius. But it was the 1980s where Prince truly became a cultural phenomenon. He didn't just follow trends, he created them. He took the raw energy of funk, the rebellious spirit of rock, the sweet melodies of pop, and the soulful depths of R&B, and he blended them into something entirely new, something uniquely Prince. His sound was a revolution, and his image was just as radical. With his androgynous style, his flamboyant outfits, and his unapologetic confidence, he challenged every convention about masculinity, race, and sexuality. Think about the album 1999 released in 1982. It wasn't just a collection of songs. It was a party, a warning, and an invitation to live life to the fullest. The title track became an anthem for the end of the millennium, and Little Red Corvette was a masterclass in storytelling and pop craftsmanship. He was creating a sound that was both commercially successful and artistically brilliant. Then came 1984, the year of Purple Rain. This wasn't just an album. It was a cultural reset, the album, the movie, the tour. It was an immersive experience that catapulted Prince from a music star to a global superstar. Purple Rain, the album, has sold over 25 million copies worldwide, making it one of the best-selling albums of all time. The title track is an epic power ballad, a fusion of rock, pop, and gospel that still gives you chills every time you hear it. And then there's When Doves Cry, a track famous for its lack of a bass line. Who else but Prince would dare to remove the backbone of a funk track and still make it one of the most iconic dance songs ever? He followed that with Let's Go Crazy, a high-energy rock anthem that opens with a church organ and a eulogy. It was pure, unfiltered genius. Prince's work ethic was legendary. They say the man never slept, and looking at his output, you start to believe it. He was constantly writing, recording, and creating. His home and studio, Paisley Park, was a creative fortress, a musical factory that ran 24/7. It was there that he stockpiled a legendary vault of unreleased music, a treasure trove rumored to contain thousands of hours of songs, enough to release an album a year for the next century. This prolific nature wasn't just about quantity. It was about a relentless need to express himself, to get the music that was constantly flowing in his head out into the world. He was a master showman, a live performer without equal. His concerts were not just gigs, they were electric, spiritual experiences. He could hold a stadium of thousands in the palm of his hand with just his guitar and his voice. He would play for hours, blending his hits with deep cuts and incredible, improvised jams. He was a true musician's musician, someone who lived and breathed music on stage. His guitar solos were legendary, a flurry of emotion, skill, and pure rock and roll swagger. If you ever saw him live, you know you witnessed something truly special. But Prince was also a rebel, a fighter who fiercely protected his artistic freedom. In the early 1990s, he entered into a very public battle with his label, Warner Brothers, over the ownership of his music and his creative pace. He felt like a slave to the contract, so in 1993, he made a bold statement. He famously wrote the word slave on his cheek and changed his name to an unpronounceable symbol, a combination of the male and female gender signs. The media called him the artist formerly known as Prince. It was a move that confused many, but it was a powerful act of defiance. He was declaring that he was not a product. He was an artist, and his art belonged to him. This fight was a precursor to the battles many artists face today over streaming rights and creative control. Prince was always ahead of his time. Throughout his career, he continued to evolve. He explored jazz on albums like The Rainbow Children, returned to pop funk with Musicology, and continued to release a staggering amount of music, putting out 39 official studio albums in his lifetime. Albums like Sign o' the Times are often cited as one of the greatest albums ever made, a sprawling double album that tackles love, faith, social issues, and everything in between. He wrote hits not just for himself, but for other artists too. Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor. Prince wrote it, Manic Monday by the Bangles. That was him too, under a pseudonym. His influence is everywhere. Tragically, the music world fell silent on April 21, 2016, when Prince passed away at the age of 57. The news sent a shockwave around the globe. It felt impossible. How could a man with so much energy, so much life, be gone? The world mourned, turning landmarks purple in his honor. From the Eiffel Tower to Niagara Falls, it was a testament to the profound impact he had on millions of people. But Prince's legacy is immortal. It lives on in the timeless classics we still dance to, from Kiss to Raspberry Beret. It lives on in the countless artists he inspired, from D'Angelo to Janelle Monáe to Frank Ocean. He broke down barriers for black artists, showing that they could dominate rock and pop just as much as R&B. He championed female musicians, mentoring and creating bands like The Revolution and the New Power Generation. He taught us to embrace our individuality, to be fearless, to be different, and to never let anyone put us in a box. Prince was more than just a pop star. He was a visionary, a provocateur, a genius, and a true original. There was no one like him before, and there will never be anyone like him again. His music is a gift that will continue to inspire and move generations to come. He may have left the stage, but his purple reign will last forever. If you enjoyed this tribute to the incredible Prince, please show some love and hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow, and I'd love to know, what is your all-time favorite Prince song? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to share this with a fellow music lover and subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into another legend. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.